Imagine trekking deep into the steamy, humid rainforests of Southeast Asia. You push past giant leaves and hanging vines, the air thick with the sounds of unseen animals. Suddenly, you stumble upon something truly unbelievable lying on the forest floor. It's not an animal, but a flower, the biggest single flower in the entire world. This is Rafflesia arnoldii, a true giant of the plant kingdom. It can grow up to a meter across, which is about the size of a car tire, and can weigh as much as a bowling ball, up to 7 kilograms. Finding one of these is like discovering a hidden treasure, a rare and spectacular secret held by the ancient jungle. Unlike most plants you know, Rafflesia is a total rebel. It breaks all the rules. When you think of a plant, you probably picture something with green leaves, a sturdy stem, and roots digging into the soil. Well, Rafflesia has none of those things. No leaves to soak up the sun, no stem to hold it high, and no roots to drink water from the ground. It is simply a gigantic fleshy flower that erupts directly from the floor of the jungle. Its appearance is just as strange as its lifestyle, with 5 thick, leathery petals that are a startling reddish-brown color, covered all over with strange wart-like spots. It looks more like something from another planet than a flower. This incredible plant is extremely rare and picky about where it lives. You won't find it in your backyard garden or a local park. To see a Rafflesia in the wild, you would have to travel to the tropical rainforests of islands like Sumatra and Borneo in Southeast Asia. It is particularly special to Indonesia, where it has been named one of the country's national flowers. The local people have known about it for centuries, giving it names like Krubat, which means great flower. Its discovery by Western science happened in 1818, when it was documented by botanist Joseph Arnold, who was on an expedition led by Sir Stamford Raffles, the founder of modern Singapore. The sight of a Rafflesia is a fleeting one, which makes finding it even more special. The journey from a tiny bud to a full-blown flower takes many months, sometimes almost a year. The bud slowly swells, looking like a strange giant cabbage growing on a vine. Then, for just a few short days, usually less than a week, it opens up in all its magnificent, bizarre glory. After its brief moment in the spotlight, the flower quickly begins to decay, turning into a slimy black mess on the forest floor. This short lifespan makes every single bloom a precious and rare event, a temporary masterpiece of the natural world. So, if Rafflesia has no leaves, stem, or roots, how does it survive? This is where things get really fascinating. Rafflesia is a complete parasite, which means it gets everything it needs to live by stealing from another plant. It's a master thief of the plant world. Its one and only victim is a specific type of woody vine called the tetrastigma vine. For most of its life, Rafflesia exists as nothing more than a network of tiny, thread-like filaments that are woven completely inside its host. It's totally invisible, living a hidden life while drawing all its water and nutrients directly from the vine, almost like a vampire. This parasitic lifestyle is a clever survival strategy. By letting the tetrastigma vine do all the hard work of photosynthesis and absorbing water, Rafflesia can save all its energy for one massive, spectacular purpose: creating that enormous flower. For months it quietly grows inside the vine, completely unseen. It's only when it's ready to reproduce that it finally reveals itself. A small, hard bud pushes its way through the bark of the host vine, appearing on the surface. This is the first sign that a Rafflesia is present. From that point on, it's a race against time as the bud swells and prepares for its grand but very short appearance. The relationship between Rafflesia and its host vine is a delicate one. The flower needs the vine to be healthy and strong so it can provide enough food and water to support such a large bloom. This means that the survival of Rafflesia is directly tied to the survival of the tetrastigma vine. If the vine dies or is cut down, the Rafflesia living inside it will also perish. This dependency is a huge risk for the flower, as it cannot live on its own or find a new home. It is completely committed to its host, making its existence in the jungle a very fragile one. This incredible parasitic behavior is what makes Rafflesia one of the most mysterious plants on Earth. Scientists are still studying exactly how it manages to live inside another plant for so long, and how it triggers the growth of its flower. It's a plant that challenges our very definition of what a plant should be. It doesn't need sunlight or soil, only its unsuspecting host. This strange and sneaky way of life is one of the biggest secrets behind how this giant flower can even exist. A testament to the weird and wonderful ways nature finds to survive in the competitive world of the rainforest. If you were lucky enough to find a Rafflesia, your nose would probably notice it before your eyes. This giant flower has a very famous nickname, the corpse flower, And it has earned that name for a very stinky reason. The flower gives off a powerful and disgusting smell, exactly like rotting meat. While this might sound horrible to us, it's actually a brilliant and devious trick. The foul odor is not meant to attract people or large animals. Instead, it's a form of perfume designed to attract its favorite visitors, carrion flies. These are the same types of flies that you would find buzzing around dead animals. The flower doesn't just smell like rotting flesh, it looks the part too. Its reddish-brown, leathery petals and mottled, spotty texture make it look convincingly like a decaying carcass lying on the forest floor. Some scientists even believe that the spiky structures in the center of the flower might generate a small amount of heat. This would help to warm the air and carry the stinky smell even farther through the dense jungle, acting like a giant advertisement for any carrion flies in the area. The flies are completely fooled, thinking they have found a delicious meal or a place to lay their eggs. This elaborate trick is all for one purpose: pollination. Just like bees carry pollen from one flower to another, Rafflesia needs a go-between to reproduce. For this plant, the carrion flies are the perfect messengers. The flies land on the flower, crawl inside its deep central chamber, and explore, looking for the source of the smell. When they are inside a male flower, a sticky mass of pollen gets smeared onto their backs. The fly, still hungry and looking for a meal, then buzzes off. For pollination to be successful, that same fly must then find a female Rafflesia flower nearby. This whole process is incredibly difficult and makes the flower's survival even more remarkable. First, Rafflesia flowers are already very rare. Second, the plant has separate male and female flowers, which is not common in the plant world. So, for pollination to happen, a male and a female flower must be blooming at the same time and be close enough for a fly to travel between them. And all of this has to happen within the few days that the flowers are alive. The odds are stacked against Rafflesia, making every successful pollination a small miracle and a vital step in creating the next generation of these giant wonders. Despite its massive size, the future of Rafflesia arnoldi is incredibly fragile. This amazing flower is on the brink of extinction, and the biggest threat it faces is us. The primary reason for its decline is deforestation. The rainforests of Sumatra and Borneo, its only home, are being cut down at an alarming rate to make way for farming, logging, and development. When the forests disappear, so does the tetrastigma vine that Rafflesia depends on entirely. Without its host vine, the flower cannot survive. Every patch of jungle that is cleared could be wiping out a hidden population of these incredible plants forever. Another major threat to Rafflesia is poaching. The large round buds are sometimes collected by people before they even have a chance to bloom. In some local traditions, Rafflesia is believed to have medicinal properties. It is used in traditional medicine with the belief that it can help with things like fevers or pain, and some even consider it a delicacy. While these beliefs are part of local culture, the harvesting of buds prevents the flowers from reproducing. When a bud is taken, the plant loses its only chance to be pollinated and create seeds for a new generation, pushing the species closer to disappearing. For the local people who live alongside Rafflesia, the flower holds a special place. Some communities have long revered it as a magical or powerful plant, with its sudden and spectacular appearance seen as a special event. In Indonesia, it is a source of national pride, a symbol of the country's unique and rich biodiversity. Today, many of these same communities are becoming the flower's greatest protectors. They are working with conservationists to set up protected areas and are starting to guide tourists to see the flower, which provides an income that is better than harvesting the buds. This gives the flower value while it is still alive. Protecting Rafflesia means protecting an entire ecosystem. Its story is a powerful reminder of how interconnected nature is. To save this one-of-a-kind flower, we must save its host vine, its pollinating flies, and the entire rainforest where it lives. Conservation efforts are underway, but it is a race against time. By learning about and appreciating strange and wonderful plants like the giant corpse flower, we can understand why it is so important to protect our planet's wild places. The survival of Rafflesia depends on our choices, and ensuring its future means this jungle giant can continue to amaze and mystify for generations to come.